Watch us on channel 117 on Flow, channel 7 Plug and Play, or follow us on Facebook Live on Caribbean Hot 7 TV.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Tonight, fire engulfs Ridgeway Park home as residents rush to help. The Ministry of Health officially launched the nation's first National Cancer Registry. And Sarah Flood Woobra explains letters sent over SSDF matter.
This is the Hot 7.
Good evening. It is Thursday, August 6, 2026. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page, and our YouTube channel, Caribbean Hot 7 TV. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you so much for joining us. A home in Ridgeway Park was destroyed by fire on Thursday, with residents rushing to respond after seeing flames and heavy smoke coming from the building. No injuries were reported, but firefighters reportedly faced challenges battling the blaze as investigations continue into the cause of the fire.
Behind me, a devastating fire has torn through this property in the residential community of Ridgeway Park. The full extent of the damage is still being assessed, but the emotional toll is already clear as those connected to the property watch in distress. At this stage, the cause of the fire and whether anyone was injured remain unconfirmed. Officers of the St. Lucia Fire Service responded at approximately 12:32 p.m. on Thursday, August 6th, following reports of a house fire. Upon arrival, firefighters found a one-story, four-bedroom house fully engulfed in flames and immediately began efforts to bring the blaze under control. Neighbors said they quickly took precautions by switching off their appliances after noticing a large cloud of smoke and fearing the fire may have been caused by an electrical issue.
No, everything. I was there watching TV and I just heard poof, and I nothing. But this is an unusual thing for when they take kill. And then I started smelling, and I realized that. And then I came out and there were people, the fire. And smoke.
One resident said she immediately ran towards the house after believing someone may have been trapped inside. Luckily, that particular individual wasn't. The elderly woman was still able to alert others as the flames continued to spread.
I was just in my yard and then I just saw the big smoke. I thought it was a house there, so I ran and got her, made sure she was out and so. And then there were so many people out there already, and then by the time I ran by the house, there was big fire, big fire inside the house. And even a car in the garage looked like it was starting on fire. And I ran and told the neighbors that I could find to get out, if they hadn't smelled the smoke. But people got to know pretty quickly.
2 occupants were inside the residence when the fire started. However, both were able to safely evacuate the building and were found outside the structure when emergency responders arrived. No injuries were reported. Firefighters responded to the scene but allegedly faced challenges while battling the blaze, including low water pressure amid the island's ongoing drought conditions. As of news time, the fire service had not released an official report confirming the cause of the fire. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
Turning now to health, St. Lucia has officially launched its first National Cancer Registry to strengthen cancer data collection, surveillance, and evidence-based healthcare planning. Health Minister Moses Jabati says the registry will improve prevention, patient care, and national decision-making by providing more reliable information on cancer across the island.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Nutrition has officially launched St. Lucia's National Cancer Registry. This initiative is focused on improving cancer data collection, surveillance, and evidence-based decision-making. The registry was created for collaboration with key partners, including CARPHA, the IR Caribbean Cancer Registry Hub, and PAHO. Minister of Health and Wellness, Moses Jean-Baptiste, highlighted that cancer surveillance and the National Registry rely on reliable information to guide an effective national response to the burden of cancer. He noted that every reported case helps strengthen planning for prevention, control, and supports better patient care across the island. The launch represents an important breakthrough in an ongoing effort to improve cancer outcomes for future generations through better policies and services.
The cancer registry is important because cancer will be a notifiable disease, meaning medical professionals will provide information to the cancer registry. The cancer registry will be able to collect that data. The ministry with the professionals will be able to analyze the data. Therefore, you can look at trends and analyze trends and to see what kinds of cancers, possibly to see whether in certain geographic areas in St. Lucia we have certain issues.
He added that the absence of a registry makes it difficult to analyze data effectively, while the establishment of one would enable healthcare professionals to collaborate with institutions at both the regional and international levels.
If you did not have a cancer registry, the information would be difficult to analyze. So now that we've established a cancer registry in St. Lucia, the information will be there, the data will be there, and analyses can be done to cause our medical professionals to provide targeted support and also to collaborate with regional and international institutions for assistance with our fight against cancer.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George stressed the urgent need to establish the cancer registry, noting that cancer has been the country's leading cause of death for the past 16 years. She said the absence of accurate, comprehensive, and timely data has hampered efforts to effectively address the disease. According to Belmar-George, the registry will provide the evidence needed to strengthen cancer programs, improve strategic resource allocation, and reduce cancer-related illness and death.
Malignant neoplasms has been the #1 cause of mortality for the past 16 years. Not a statistic that we should accept lightly. It is a matter that demands our urgent and sustained attention, because without accurate, comprehensive, and timely data, we're really fighting this battle blindfolded. So the registry will ensure that we have the evidence to back our programs and also to allocate our resources strategically and effectively towards the reduction of morbidity and mortality secondary to cancer.
Officials say the cancer registry represents more than just a new system. It is a commitment to ensuring every diagnosis is counted and every case contributes to a stronger national response aimed at saving lives. For Hot 7 News, this is Ethne Brown reporting.
Meanwhile, UWP member Sarah Flood-Bobra is speaking out about recent letters tied to the ongoing SSDF matter. She says letters sent to several organizations, including the Office of the Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan, were intended to preserve St. Lucia's relationships with its international partners during the ongoing SSDF matter. She said the correspondence also aimed to protect the integrity of the country's institutions while ensuring accountability continues.
United Workers' Party member Sarah Flood-Bobra has responded to concerns surrounding letters sent to several organizations regarding the ongoing St. Lucia Social Development Fund SSDF matter, confirming that one of the letters was addressed to the Office of the Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan. Flood-Bobra said the correspondence was sent to selected organizations in an effort to preserve St. Lucia's relationship with international partners during the ongoing situation.
We've had a long record of cooperation where these donor agencies and governments give us money to do specific things. And they expect us to do with the monies the things that we said we would do with the money. So in writing these letters, I am not the one informing these agencies of what is going on. They already know what is going on. Do not think for 1 minute that the diplomats based here or the EU is not informed of what's going on in St. Lucia. They already know it.
She added that the letters also expressed appreciation for the support the country has received over the years, which she said has been built on trust and integrity. According to Flood Brobra, the intention was to ensure that the SSDF continues to meet the standards expressed by international partners while protecting the credibility of the institutions involved.
We want to ensure that the SSDF continues to uphold the international standards that are expected of donees who receive money. When I do that, I'm trying to ensure that we preserve resources for us in the future. And we preserve the integrity of institutions, not just the SSDF. Because if the European Union isn't happy or has concerns about use of its money in St. Lucia, it will not be concerned only with SSDF. It will be concerned with everywhere its money is put in St. Lucia. And if the EU has concerns about its money, every single country in the world will have concerns about whether or not it should give St. Lucia money.
She added that safeguarding the integrity of the country's institutions remain a priority and said that people of St. Lucia will continue to hold the government accountable as the matter unfolds.
The citizens of St. Lucia will hold St. Lucia, the St. Lucia government accountable, and whether or not they can trust the St. Lucia government, they know they can trust the citizens to hold the government accountable. So what I'm doing is preserving our reputation, preserving the trust that these countries have in us to know that citizens will demand that the government adhere to best practices.
She said the focus should remain on ensuring that established processes are followed and that institutions continue to operate in a manner that protects St. Lucian's reputation both locally and abroad. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
And now it's time for Hot 7 TV News quiz break.
What is autism?
Up next, we're looking beyond our shores at how a Ghana-Jamaica alliance seeks to connect CARICOM to African trade bloc, and NCF eases the burden on struggling parents. All that and so much more coming up when we return.
Enjoy.
Wait, hold on. Where's the real food? No mac and cheese, no stew box.
It's there. Just balanced.
Daddy, that's your carbs, your veg, and your protein.
You said you want to live a long time, right?
Yeah, but not like a rabbit.
We're not cutting on your belly. We're fixing it. Less grist, more good life.
Somebody's have a real vibe, eh?
Daddy, healthy is good too, you know.
My plate, a healthy plate. Eat good, feel good, live good.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Nutrition in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank and the Inter-American Development Bank.
Take a chance. Get your tickets. Place your bets. You can be the next Super 6 jackpot winner of $220,000. Get your tickets today.
Mrs. Modest, your business is strong, but this expansion is way too ambitious.
we will be far more comfortable with a smaller fees.
It's not the business, it's the scale. Maybe reduce the scope.
Mrs. Modeste, we love your vision, and we have the right loan product to bring it to life.
When your plans are bigger and bolder and others don't see you, BOSL Elite Builders Capital Plus gives you the backing to move ahead. With 5% interest, up to 15 years to repay, 20% down, and a credit card of up to $100,000. BOSL Elite Builders Capital Plus, bringing bigger plans to life.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Thanks for staying with us. A bold new trade alliance could reshape economic ties between Africa and the Caribbean. Ghana and Jamaica are leading a push to connect CARICOM directly to the African Continental Free Trade Area, a move that could slash shipping costs, open new markets for regional businesses, and transform decades of diplomatic friendship into a powerful economic partnership.
Caribbean countries' continued efforts to strengthen economic and diplomatic relations with Africa, with St. Lucia and Jamaica taking steps to deepen ties with the continent. St. Lucia hosted Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during a state visit in July 2025, while Jamaica welcomed Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama on August 3rd. Minister of Tourism and Investment Dr. Ernest Hilaire highlighted the importance of building stronger partnerships with African nations. He said closer relations, particularly with Nigeria, could create new opportunities for trade, investment, and employment and business for Caribbean citizens.
It is important because it's about the creation of an environment where business can be established, can be managed properly, efficiently, and business can thrive. And for business to thrive, they need to have the operating space which is conducive for such. In the government procedures, government regulations, government legislation, there are certain provisions that sometimes inhibit business from functioning at the level at which they ought to. And over the years, we've been trying to remove those barriers, remove those hurdles.
During his state visit to Jamaica, President Mahama proposed expanding the African Continental Free Trade Area to include CARICOM member states directly. The move aimed to provide Caribbean countries with duty-free and tariff-free access to a market of more than 1.4 billion people, with a combined gross domestic product of approximately US $1.3 trillion. The proposal formed part of wider efforts by Caribbean and African leaders to transform long-standing cultural and diplomatic connections into stronger economic partnerships.
When I was speaking with Mr. Prime Minister, I said that one of the things that I would champion when I become AU chair next year, Ghana is assuming the chair of the African Union next year, is to expand the remit of the African Continental Free Trade Area to include the Caribbean. We've set up the African Continental Free Trade Area that allows us to export goods duty-free and tariff-free into each other's markets. That's a 1.4 billion population market, and that also is a 1.3 trillion GDP economy. And so we can plug the Caribbean in so that we can exchange goods between Africa and the Caribbean duty-free, tariff-free. And so that's one of the proposals that I'll take up in my chairmanship.
To support direct trade, both nations are exploring a dual-hub maritime shipping module connecting the port of Kingston in Jamaica with West African sea hubs in Ghana, alongside direct bilateral air service agreements between Accra and Montego Bay. Jamaican Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness highlighted the expanding air capital and financial tech ties is key to pursuing long-term economic independence and building upon shared historical bonds.
Clearly, Marcus Garvey set the foundation, connecting us intellectually. connecting us as a people. We now must take that and create, as borrowing the term used by my brother, the economic emancipation of our peoples. We have been saying in Jamaica, we are pursuing our economic independence. It's the same thing. And that means that we must not be fearful of exploring the trade and commercial aspect of that economic and social emancipation.
St. Lucia's partnership with African nations was expected to receive a boost as Ghana, Nigeria, and Jamaica strengthen cooperations in areas beyond trade. The governments agreed to establish a permanent joint commission for cooperation, which will meet every 2 years in Accra and Kingston to monitor progress in financial services, healthcare recruitment, education, and digital technology. For 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
Closer to home, as back-to-school expenses continue to place significant pressure on household budgets, many parents are facing the challenge of covering the cost of uniforms, stationery, school supplies, and other essential items needed for the new academic year. With the financial strain weighing heavily on many families, particularly those already struggling to make ends meet, the National Community Foundation is stepping in to help ease the burden through its annual Back-to-School Assistance Initiative.
For many families, the start of a new school year brings the challenge of covering the cost of uniforms, books, stationery, and other essential supplies. The National Community Foundation says its Back-to-School Assistance Program is intended to ensure that financial hardship does not prevent children from accessing the resources they need to succeed. Executive Director of the National Community Foundation, Vanya Reed Hinkson, says the initiative aims to provide meaningful support to families during this financially demanding period.
Despite financial status in households, there's always some level of a financial burden. And at the National Community Foundation, we understand that, especially when we are carrying students at the secondary school level.
The foundation says it continues to focus on assisting vulnerable households by providing support where it is needed most. Beyond helping families meet immediate back-to-school expenses, it hopes to give children the opportunity to begin the school year with the resources they need to learn and succeed.
The challenges vary. We have parents who, for example, are employed but not steadily employed. We have parents who may have the resources but may not know how to tap into the institutions to expand and to use the resources well, whose kids are brilliant but they're not sure how to support that child in their educational journey. So it really varies. One thing with the National Community Foundation is we support kids across the island.
Kingston says the program is made possible through the generosity of its corporate sponsors, donors, and community partners. Their contributions allow assistance to reach families who may otherwise struggle to prepare their children for school. Officials say applications are carefully assessed using established eligibility criteria to ensure assistance is directed to those facing the greatest financial need. The foundation says the goal is to provide fair and meaningful support to the families who need it most.
So there's a formal process by which these applications are sent to primary schools. So each principal, for the most part, receives an application. We ask these principals to select the students. Again, they have the best relationship with their parents, with their students, so to select the students that they think, based on our criteria, are more suited for this sort of assistance. An application is filled out by the parents, by that principal, and by that homeroom teacher, and then submitted to us. From there, we submit this to the Education Committee, and a decision is made.
While the immediate goal is to help parents manage back-to-school expenses, the National Community Foundation says the program is also an investment in children's education, helping ensure more students begin the academic year equipped to learn. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
In other news, Health Minister Moses Jabati says the government is exploring a possible partnership with the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College Nursing Department to help address the decline in the number of nurses on the island. He said nurse migration continues to place pressure on the healthcare system, prompting efforts to strengthen training and workforce support.
Speaking at the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Ianola Medical School, St. Jude Hospital, and the Millennium Heights Medical Complex on Friday, July 31st, 2026, Minister for Health and Wellness, Honorable Moses Jabbatis, highlighted the steady decline in the number of nurses on the island. He said the continued migration of nurses for various reasons has placed increasing pressure on the healthcare system. The minister noted that efforts are underway to address the shortage, including plans to explore a partnership with the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College Nursing Department in the near future.
We're working on various aspects. Do you give, obviously, better incentives to nurses to keep them? And do we accelerate partnerships for training? We have done so with the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, and we are hoping to continue these partnerships with other private sector agencies.
Chief Executive Officer of the Millennium Heights Medical Complex, Damian Greaves, echoed the minister's call for expanded collaboration, expressing support for strengthening partnerships across the healthcare sector. He said this includes pursuing future collaborations with the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College to help build local healthcare capacity.
To enter into further joint agreements with educational and developmental partners. Let this not be the first and the last. So locally, this could include deeper collaboration with the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College and other institutions involved in health sciences, education, and workforce development. So the next MOU you will have is between MHMC and St. Jude Hospital jointly with the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College.
They believe greater collaboration among healthcare institutions and the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College will help address staffing shortages while building a more sustainable health system for the future. For Hot 7 TV News, I am Ethne Brown reporting.
Get ready for another round of Hot 7 TV News quiz break.
Where is Europe?
You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. When we return, farming solutions for climate change and a celebration of young St. Lucian dancers. Stay with us.
Are you ready? The Kings are back. This August, come experience the excitement of the Republic Bank Caribbean Premier League cricket as the St. Lucia Kings light up the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground. Join us on August 12th, 14th, 16th, 19th and 21st from 7 p.m. Come for the cricket, come for the entertainment, come for the music, the vibes, the food and the unforgettable atmosphere. Bring your friends, bring your family, and wear your Kings colors with pride as we defend our home turf. St. Lucia Kings, one nation, one pride. Get your tickets now and be part of the action at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
Ready to sing it out? Every other Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Bring the energy to the ultimate blast karaoke night. Shower singer or stage legend. If you've got a voice, the mic is yours. And the vibes stay high. From old school classics to today's biggest hits. Step up, sing loud, sip on drink specials, enjoy tasty eats, and win big with Bingo. Blast Entertainment Center, corner of Chisel and Brazil Street. Upstairs, the new Starlight Building. So warm up those vocals, grab the mic. Blast Karaoke Night. Big notes, bigger wins.
Get ready for another evening of spectacular performances at Blast Karaoke Night on Wednesday, 12th August 2026.
The third segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Welcome back. As climate change continues to place increasing pressure on agriculture in St. Lucia, the Ministry of Agriculture is encouraging farmers to adopt vermicomposting as a sustainable and cost-effective practice to improve soil health, reduce production costs, and build more resilient farming systems. Officials say the technique can help farmers better withstand changing weather patterns while supporting long-term agricultural productivity and environmental sustainability.
Farmers gathered at the Violet Agricultural Station in Miku for a 3-day workshop focused on turning organic waste into nutrient-rich compost using earthworms. The training combined classroom sessions with practical demonstrations, giving participants hands-on experience with vermicomposting techniques. Crop Extension Officer with the Ministry of Agriculture, Kishma Lewis, explained that vermicomposting allows farmers to transform crop residues, livestock manure, and other biodegradable waste into a natural fertilizer, reducing their reliance on synthetic products.
Vermicomposting has a multitude of benefits for St. Lucia as a whole. It transforms, literally, organic material into nutrient-rich soil amendment that improves soil structure, increases water holding capacity, and increases the biodiversity in the soil web, and also encourages beneficial microorganisms in the soil. Unlike traditional composting that many farmers have mentioned to us during the training, vermicomposting contains far more biostimulants and active enzymes in comparison, which is extremely beneficial for root development and overall plant health.
She added that healthier soils can retain more moisture during dry spells, reduce erosion after heavy rainfall, and improve crop production as farmers adapt to changing climate conditions.
Vermicast also allows the soil to retain moisture for much longer, as it acts like a sponge that absorbs a lot of water, which is very important during droughts and even during heavy rainfall, hence reducing on the amount of soil erosion we have.
Lewis also pointed out that farmers can start the process using materials already available on their farms, including indigenous earthworms. Participants visited established vermicomposting units at the station to see the process in action before applying the techniques on their own farms.
The training was held to help farmers build resilience to climate change. It introduced them to vermicomposting as a practical and sustainable soil management practice. Many farmers from St. Lucia suffer from reduced yields because of droughts, poor soil fertility, and the rising cost of inputs. Through the training, we wanted to show the farmers how they can use materials that are available on their farms to produce vermicompost, which is actually a very high quality organic soil amendment that will improve their soils, help them increase their yields, reduce on the environmental wastage, and significantly increase on their livelihoods.
The Ministry of Agriculture says the workshop forms part of its wider effort to promote sustainable farming, strengthen food production, and encourage better use of the island's natural resources. I'm Christabel Obi reporting for Hot 7 TV News.
Over to the arts, the inaugural West Step Summer Dance program concluded with a showcase celebrating St. Lucian culture, emerging young talent, and the value of arts education. The 2-week intensive training initiative, which began on July 27th, brought together young dancers for skill development, creative expression, and exposure to diverse dance traditions.
The inaugural West Step Summer Dance program ended a 2-week intensive training program that began on July 27th. The showcase highlighted St. Lucia's culture, youth talent, and the importance of arts education, with organizers describing the event as more than a traditional dance recital. It provided a platform for young performers to celebrate their heritage while showcasing their growth and artistic development. Founder of West Step, Wesley Stevens, said the program was created to nurture young talent, promote culture awareness, and provide opportunities for youth to develop their skills through dance and arts.
This is a 2-week dance intensive. It came about because I felt like there was a need to come back and give back of the talents that God has graced me with. I've been dancing and teaching for a very long time, but I've been teaching for over 20-something years, and I felt like, I'm giving back to the students in Newark, New Jersey, where I teach, and so it was time to come back home to give of what I know to the young people from where I'm from.
Young participants aged 10 to 18 spent 2 weeks developing their skills in Caribbean and African diaspora dance traditions, while also learning contemporary techniques, choreography, and stage performance. Dance teacher Maria Rodriguez described the students' efforts as impressive, saying the group had shown great commitment throughout the intensive program. She said that it had been an amazing 2 weeks of learning and growth.
They have been incredible, really, really, really. They have been incredible, very respectful, and it's something that I take with me, how they have been behaving with me and how they take the knowledge and they really accept it and they're open to learn. Teaching them contemporary dance and floor work and everything. I know some of them have some experience with it and others this is their first time, and I think even though it's their first time, they really took it with a lot of bravery, and that's something that I take with me from you, is really like how you were open and you were like, okay, we're doing that and we're doing the other thing, like without complaints.
Several participants also shared their experiences, reflecting on the skills they gained and the confidence they built through dance.
Being a part of West Step Dance has helped me improve my dance skills, build confidence, and develop discipline through practice and hard work.
At first, I'm not going to lie, I didn't want to come at first. But then when I get to know everybody, and then when I get to used to like what we just usually do, I start to realize it's not that bad and I should stop overreacting.
The public is warmly invited to experience this inspiring journey, witness the immense dedication of these young performers, and support the next generation of St. Lucian artists. Tickets for the Unforgettable Community event are available for EC $60, and the showcase will be held on Friday, August 7th, 2026 at the Golden Grove Ballroom of Harbor Club. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bisset reporting.
In more health news, the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization held a training session to help stakeholders better understand their roles in identifying and reporting public health threats through the integrated online surveillance guidelines. The digital platform is designed to improve disease tracking, data analysis, and coordinated responses across multiple sectors. We get the details in this report.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Nutrition, in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization PAHO, recently hosted a 4-day training session to advance the navigation of the Integrated Online Surveillance Guidelines. The Integrated Online Surveillance Guidelines is the digital platform utilized for disease tracking and data analysis to ensure timely detection, reporting, and improve coordinated responses across sectors to public health threats. Representatives from various sectors such as education, ports, tourism, environmental health, animal health, and health promotion, to name a few, participated in the training and gained a better understanding of their role in surveillance and pathways for reporting and identifying public health threats. National epidemiologist Dr. Michel Fassois spoke on how the platform of the Integrated Online Surveillance Guidelines work.
As we can see, we have a lot of diseases originating from animals, and so we thought it necessary in the development or the redevelopment of our surveillance guidelines to do it from a more One Health approach where everybody is involved in reporting. We think that that is the best approach. We cannot do it alone, and because of the human-animal environment interface, persons need to know how they fit into the surveillance system. We also took a slightly different approach with this one. As opposed to creating just a document that can be placed on a desk, what we did is make it into a web page, an interactive web page where persons can have access to it. So whether you're in your vehicle, you're in your office, you're on vacation, you can access this web page, you can download certain sections that are pertinent to you.
Contractor for the Pan American Health Organization, Eden Augustus, who also facilitated the training sessions, spoke on the support provided by PAHO for the development of the integrated online surveillance guidelines, which will contribute to the strengthening of St. Lucia's public health surveillance system.
Using all of the stakeholder interviews that we've done with different ministries over the last 3 years, we have worked with the national epidemiologist, Dr. Michelle Francois, to develop the webpage, the integrated surveillance webpage. So this webpage houses all of the different roles and responsibilities for different sectors involved in health surveillance. It also includes all of the different SOPs, so standard operating procedures for all of the NCDs, communicable diseases, as well as environmental risk factors, to help all of the different sectors in terms of what their steps, rules and responsibilities are in disease surveillance. I think that this workshop is extremely important for St. Lucia. It highlights all of the different rules and responsibilities, as mentioned before, in terms of health surveillance, which would be the difference between catching an outbreak early on the stage and having caught the outbreak when it's already being spread.
The integrated surveillance webpage will allow public health authorities to continuously update the platform with new and relevant diseases as emerging health threats evolve. Reporting from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Nutrition, I am Fernal Neptune.
That's our last story for tonight. Stay tuned for the weather report.
The third segment of the Hot 7 Nightly News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world.
Caribbean Awning. Let us cover your world with products for shade, shelter, and security. Rolling shutters, accordion shutters, roll-up steel doors, residential garage doors, storm panels, PVC cladding, blinds and roller shades, retractable awnings, fixed frame awnings, vertical drops, outdoor roller shades, canopy covers, gazebo covers, tent covers, pool covers, van tops and truck covers, carports, marine products, chair covers and upholstery, commercial umbrellas, banners and signage by Artwork, steel spiral and floating stairs, burglar bars, steel framed furniture, stainless steel cable railing, glass railing, aluminum louvered shade, aluminum fencing, aluminum railings, aluminum gates, estate gate motors, scissors gates, face recognition system, Caribbean Awning.
Log on to CaribbeanAwning.com.
Looking for the best way to advertise? Stop searching. Hot 7 TV gives you more reach, more impact, and more value. Get your business in front of the right audience and watch your sales soar. Don't miss out. Call 452-6040 today and take advantage of our exclusive advertising packages. Hot 7 TV. Smart advertising for smart businesses.
And now for the weather report.
Good evening and welcome to Hot 7 TV's weather report. I'm your presenter, Sarna Toussaint. Present weather at Urinary Airport is cloudy. Present weather at George F.L. Charles Airport is partly cloudy. Present temperature at Urinary Airport is 40 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind at Urinary Airport is blowing from the east at 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour. Rainfall in the 24-hour period that ended at 8 a.m. today. At Urinary Airport, nil. At George F.L. Charles Airport, trace. Sunset today, 6:30 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow, 5:49 a.m. Forecast for St. Lucia valid for the next 24 hours. Winds will be blowing from the east near 17 miles per hour or 28 kilometers per hour. Weather fair to partly cloudy skies with a chance of brief showers. Marine forecast for seasonal 25-mile or 40 kilometers radius from St. Lucia. Tides for Castries Harbor, low at 2:17 p.m., high at 9:15 p.m. Tides for Beaufort Bay, low at 3:44 p.m., high at 10:22 p.m. sees moderate waves 4 to 6 feet or 1.2 to 1.8 meters. Tropical weather outlook. The Atlantic high pressure system will generate moderate easterly winds and maintain a relatively stable lower atmosphere over the eastern Caribbean region during the forecast period. Two tropical waves located over the central and eastern tropical Atlantic are moving westward near 9 miles per hour or 15 kilometers per hour. Tropical cyclone formation is not expected over the tropical Atlantic during the next 7 days. This has been Hot 7 TV's weather forecast for today, August 6, 2026. I'm your presenter, Serena Tuse. Thank you for staying tuned and do have a good night.
And with that, we come to the end of the Hot 7 TV Nightly News for today, Thursday, August 6, 2026. Don't forget to join us tomorrow at midday for our next news major. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Daniela Edwin. Thank you for tuning in and to have a good night.
And now for our Hot 7 TV special news feature.